Hello there, it's Scott Severide here, and this call is really to thank you for joining as a volunteer. Our main volunteering tool at the moment is Slack, so you probably joined Slack. You've been encountered with about 50 channels, lots of activity, and you're not quite sure what to work on yet. How we're working in setting this up is we're going to work in small circles of people. And those circles are around about focus areas and things that people want to work on. I'm going to go through the circles in a little bit, and it's really up to you to find something that you're interested in and matches your skills, and something that you'll enjoy volunteering. There's going to be more structure, more tools, and more things in place as we go ahead. So this is very much an early stage. Just to let you a little bit about the history, we had the idea for this at the beginning of September. We market tested the idea, and we found out that rather than just having a straight retrospective, like a one event, there's a lot of interest in this. Lots of people want to do lots of things, and those things were a wide variety of things. And then that's really where the concept of the festival came along. And audaciously, we thought we could maybe try and do a festival for the whole of February. And that gives us space to do a deeper dive on things. So welcome. This is about setting up a festival, and in the festival, we really, as long as it's legal and non-offensive, we are really encouraging anyone to do anything they want. We're calling them activities and not events. Don't think conference here. Think what could you do in a month. So we could do research data. We could do research papers. We could get oral history captured. We could go through the various history of where things developed, and we can capture all that. One of the outcomes of this is we'd like to start a permanent Agile research database with one of the universities, and all of that material, all of that research material then gets handed over to the university, so researchers in the future can understand where we're at. And the more we gather on the last 20 years, then the more interesting that'll be. Okay, so we've got multiple circles. So let's start off. There's a central circle, really for alignment of the other circles, and for all the legal stuff we need to do as an organization. So we are registering as a not-for-profit, and we will have to look at the Charities Commission requirements around about that taxation exemption for what we're doing. We will be getting sponsorship in, we will be getting donations in, and we will be trying to use that in places around the globe where access and social capital might be an issue. So if we can take rich companies, take money away to help access and for poorer people, I think that's a worthy outcome. So look for that. Let's go through the circles in a little bit of order. Okay, there's an academic circle, and in the academic circle, we're looking for people that have got an interest in the academic sphere of things. So maybe papers, proposals for papers, specifying the data archive, anything to do with linking in with universities, and anything to do with setting up a research database. That's maybe a little bit specialist, but really, if you're anything to do with academia, it's probably going to be interesting. If you are doing a doctorate or something as well, that might also be interesting. So we're really trying to set up a group of people to design that and to deliver it. And those design and delivery units are called circles, where they are, we're not running this as projects, we're running this as groups of people delivering in short cycles and getting feedback. Okay, so the other ones we have are the promotion and marketing one. So that's going to look at telling the world and contacting the world what we're doing, setting up the central platforms and communication methods, and that one's going to have a lot of email, a lot of social media, a lot of creation and design stuff. So if you're quite creative and you want to catch and design eye-catching material, or if you want to be interested in developing platforms, that's one for you. And we'll have that one set up in the Slack group quite soon. We have some other ones. We've got the legal and finance one, and that's where we're doing risk reduction, setting up the bank accounts, tracking the money, and everything else, just to make sure everything's legal and working there. So that's great. We've also got like a proposal and invitation one, and that's really looking at everyone's proposal for activities. Trying to help people with ideas so that they're successful. Also, maybe if several people have the same idea, it could be that they might want to collaborate. They might not, but they might. Also, we're trying to lift the thinking on the ideas. So because we've got a month, we can do some really big things. So just trying to focus on that. And again, that circle needs participation, and you can be part of the the initial review of ideas, because we are going to do a very loose screening on them, just to make sure that nothing that goes against our code of conduct gets delivered. We're also looking at all the filters and things that the program would have for it. This is going to have a program like the Edinburgh Festival or something, where there'll be lots of things there, and you can choose. So variables like what kind of agile it is, whether or not it's a beginner meeting or perhaps an advanced session or something, those kind of things. So that team's going to work on developing the proposal form that captures all this information, so that anyone interested in finding events out of the program can do self-selection there. Okay. We've also got the organizational engagement. So there are lots of organizations out there, like who have we got? We've got the Agile Alliance, we've got Heart of Agile, we've got Disciplined Agile, we've got PMI, we've got there's a huge list. We've actually got a huge list. And then there's lots of organizations and companies that might want to be part of this. So what we've got there is a group of people that can look at organizational onboarding. And that's that circle. So if you've got an interest in that kind of understanding and building up sponsorship, part of the reason we're doing the sponsorship is we want the money coming out of this to actually help people and help access and help programs and things that allow access to the third world. So that's going to be interesting, an interesting group there. Closely aligned to that is we also realize that, as well as having the central kind of marketing and CRM systems, we want this to be a local field network, and we want it to be locally supported. So we're setting up a World Envoy system. So the World Envoy system will have some regional links that come into the central kind of circle team there, and then the regional links we'll be hoping to get to country level links, and for the larger countries we'll be looking for sub-area links. And these World Envoy roles are a little bit like if anything goes wrong locally, they can be there as a human person. So we're trying to put resilience into it. We also want to make sure that we get inclusion and diversity. So we'll be looking to make sure that everyone's included here, and it isn't just like, well, I didn't hear about it on a mailing list, so I'm not involved. We also want to make support local and in people's own languages and things. So if you're in Mexico City and there's an envoy for Central Mexico, and he's contacted your meetup, and you've got any questions about your meetup's participation, all of that can be handled in your own language with someone that that hopefully and then everything can be kind of popped into the system. So that World Envoy system is really going to be there to support people. So I think that's going to be interesting, because I'm not aware of that being done before. So we are trying to find our way through that one. We also got a red teaming group. So the red teaming group is actually trying to find out where we're doing things wrong, and trying to kind of fix that before we do things wrong. And again, if you're kind of like that, the type of person that likes to kind of pull things apart, then that's a great team to be at, because we'd actually like to kind of go through the chaos monkey scenarios beforehand, and before we reach into it. One of the circles that doesn't actually exist, but I think we might have to have one soon, is around about the like the technology and how we're kind of setting up CRMs and interacting with people and getting our information in and out of the website. I guess because a lot of us are technologists, we're probably forgotten about that one last. We're going to try and use the Wardley doctrine. So we are going to try and distribute things down to the lowest level. We are going to try and split things out, and we are going to try and use, where possible, commodity type packages. But there may be some things that we're trying to do, bearing in mind that this has got academic, it's got sponsors, it's got regional, national, local. It's also going to have events that it's unlikely that any package exists out there and just now that does that. So again, that's another interesting circle there. Now mentally, I'm going around the list to see if I've forgotten anything. Oh yeah, there's another one which is like the membership. So we've got about 160 strong volunteer force called the Friends of the Festival. I can see that growing more, and we may want to kind of split that down to country or regional level as well, so people can work in subgroups. But that's really useful, and it's a really great source of support. And Marina's running that circle. So if you're interested in volunteering or that's a circle to come to. We've got the LinkedIn page with the web page there. We will be putting LinkedIn requests out for helping people. Just in case you think, well, I'm not a super agilist, how can I help? Well, we've actually got some Scrum Masters who had just recently passed their Scrum Master training, and we're using their enthusiasm as well. The other thing is, as this is about marketing and business and academia and pulling things together, you don't necessarily have to have had any Agile experience, or if you understand those kind of things, I think you can come on and volunteer. At this time, we're in a bit of a world crisis, and at this time where a lot of people might be at home feeling a bit down, the volunteering opportunity to come in here and to help in these things and to use your skill, I'm hoping will help people, and it will help people connect with the valuable skills they've got there that are kind of cross skilling. And again, you can look at the website, but the theme of this festival is building bridges. So we want to build bridges between business and technology. We want to build this between the first and third world. We want to build it between various diverse groups. We want to build it between various diverse practices and methods. And we also want to build a bridge between like the past and the future. So we want to build a better future, but looking at the past and improving. So lots and lots of things to do, and even if none of that interests you, there will be actual events to run. So you can actually run events. You can propose and run events in the festival. It's not long now to the 1st of February, really, and we're doing a heck of a lot. So if you do have the time to help now, and again, if it changes, if you find things change and you need to kind of focus on other things, that's great. So yeah, that's where we're at. Thank you for volunteering. Join a circle. If you need to equate the word circle to team, that's great. So join a team. Nobody's in charge, really. The teams are going to self-organize because that's Agile. So don't be shy. Don't think that what you know isn't valuable. Join the team, build visions, deliver things. And that's it. So welcome on board. Sorry if it looks a bit chaotic. It's just we aren't recruiting you to an existing job. We are taking you in to help. Organizations like this run around the world. I think Semco in Brazil is a great example of this. Where you can join the organization, then you try and work out what your role is. So what we're asking you to do is really get involved, understand how the communication tool Slack works, ask people if you need more help, and don't be shy. As my old PA used to say, shy bairns getting out. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.